Hey YouTube, myself on here. Today I'm going to bring you a deck profile of my main deck really at the moment, the one that I think can probably do the best. I think I can build, if I build KMP right, it can be really powerful, but at the moment I'm not liking it so much because it's a bit inconsistent. So at the moment I'm playing with this and it's just really, I think it could do better than it has been, but you know, I'm still playing with it, I'm still getting better with the deck. So, if you don't know what it is worms. I started collecting worms before everybody, before W Nebula Meteorite, basically. You know, before people were like, actually, worms quite good. So I used to play, one of my first 3 decks, like when I started playing competitively, was like worms with like getting out really big worms. But yeah, this deck is a kind of control, anti-meta kind of thing, and it does really well. Yeah, I'll just get into the deck list and I can explain a bit more from there. So basically, first, these are all kind of, this is staple in a worm deck. You got your triple Zex and your triple Jagen. If you don't know what these cards do, this is an 1800 beta. And when it's normal summoned, you can send one worm monster from your deck to your grave. If this guy is in your grave and you control what your Worm's X is the only monster you control, you can special summon this card in face down defense position. And when this card is flipped face up, it's not a flip effect. When this card is flipped face up, you can return one face-up monster your opponent controls to your opponent's hand. So basically this is the core engine of the deck. Zex is your kind of beta, and then Jagen just gets rid of everything, and it's just really troublesome to get over because, you know, it's going to return something unless they manage to like nobleman it or something. So it's a really powerful card, and it's really easy to get, you know, Zex. There's 6 cards basically. Jagen is basically the 6 cards to get Jagen. You know, just a worm Zex into Jagen play. You know, first turn, summon Zex, get Jagen face down. That's just for some decks. It's just kind of hard to deal with. Well, it's hard to deal with Jagen because most of your big guys will be you know, synchros, so you don't want to make a synchro because then you'll get taken away by Jagen. So it makes your opponent think, and that's the main core of the deck. Then search for your Zexans and your Jagens. You got triple Kartaros. He's a Rota flip effect monster, basically. And yeah, he helps you get your Zex and just cycles, and is another thing that you can reuse and abuse with W Nebula, and he's another worm for, you know, he's another reptile for offering. So yeah, you kind of need, because you just think of him as these 9 cards basically get to Jagen. So it's a really kind of tight knit, solid engine, all based around Zex and Jagen kind of. I got 1 Worm King. This is for W Nebula Meteorite. I was running 2, but it just became so much, you know, I kept drawing it so much, and I didn't want to. So just 1. If you draw it and you want to then use Double Nebula Meteorite, it's not the end of the world. You just won't be able to special summon this guy from your deck, but you still will get the drawing and being able to reuse. So W Nebula never becomes a dead card if you draw this. It just becomes slightly less powerful. So yeah, but this guy's effect's really good. You can pop off back rows, pop off face down monsters, you know, Rykos and stuff. So he's really good. Then we got 2 Cyber Dragon. I really like Cyber Dragon, especially for like it's just free special summon. 2100 is really, really, really nice, seeing as Zex is 1800, so this helps mop up anything else. And basically, yeah, and then if you're against machines, then you can go into Chimera Tech, which is always really useful, and gadgets are going to be, I think Machina gadgets will probably I know I'm thinking about playing Machine and Gadget, so I think Machine and Gadgets might be on the up, so Cyber Dragon's Main is always a good thing. All your worms and your Cyber Dragon and DD Warrior Lady, which I'll get to later, are light, so honest. It's amazing. It keeps your Zex alive and turns it into a big beater for a turn. New Spacian Grand Mole, my favourite tech of the deck. It's just really hard to kill and it's just reusable compulsory evacuation device. Loads of these cards return to hand, but that's good because that is actually a good metacal because just synchros, whoop, Z's, whoop, except obviously Utopia will be a bit annoying for, but you know, stuff like Roach, boom, Roach, so yeah, this is just really good, I think, card. You know, if you're playing Control, I think you should play Mole because he gets rid of big threats and gets around Stardust, all those things. Shien, you know, just really good. One Veiler, I'd probably play it 2 if I had another one. Probably gonna try and get hold of one, but for now, yeah, 1's good because just effect Veiler is just really, really good. And one DD Warrior Lady. This was an Evil Dragon Ananta, but I hated just being reliant on having other worms for Evil Dragon. So this basically does the same job of just getting rid of cards, being there, just being something you can summon. So yeah, maybe I might miss the Ananta pushes, but then again, I was more using just Ananta, especially something at like 1200 attack points in defense position and just blow up a card in the end phase. So this just, you know, gets rid of more threats and stuff. Seeing as your highest main deck card, well, you don't really use the extra deck at all, and your highest main deck card is just your Worm King. You're mostly going to be using it as X, so you need lots of ways to get around like cards. Then we've got basic, just 5 spells. We've got Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, 2 MST, and the Book of Moon. Monster Reborn I've just added in. I'm not so sure about it. That was a smashing ground, but I think anyway. Well, basically this deck I will find a way to fit in Podgiality once it gets a reprint because it helps the deck more than it hinders it. Maybe just 2 though, maybe. I think what I'm going to do is take an Offering to Snake Deity and probably Monster Reborn and put in 2 Podgiality, but obviously I've got to test that. Traps, we've got 3 W Nebula Meteorite. This card is amazing. Flip all face down monsters into face up position. So that's just face up defense. So that gives you a way to trigger your monsters. You know, if they're like targeted like by Scrap Dragon or something, you can still trigger their effects, which is really good. So you can flip up your monsters prematurely, and you know, if it's like a Jaegen, then it'll get rid of something that might run it over. So then it will hang around to the end phase, where all face-up light worm reptiles get flipped back into face-down position. So you get to then reuse effects like Jaegens and Kartaros, and then you draw a card for each of those, more pluses, and then you get special summon level 7 or higher light reptile monster from your deck. Yeah. Just if you manage to do a successful one of these plays, then with Zex and the Jaegen, get a Worm King, then you've just plussed all over the place, and that's a really, really powerful position to be in. So yeah, W Nebula is really, really good. Triple Offering to Snake Deity, this will probably go down to 2, like I said, with Pot of Duality, but for now, it's an Icarus attack for reptiles. It's just too good if they just, you know, it's just something, it's a chainable. It's just amazing. It just blows up back rows, monsters, stops synchro summons. Trap Dust Shoot, my favourite trap of the moment. I'm trying to put this in everything because Trap Dust Shoot is good. With Librarian flying around, hand sizes are high anyway, so even if you draw this later, it still might be live. And if you get this first turn or second turn, then it's just really good because you get to see the whole hand and disrupt the strategy. So Trap Dust Shoot is amazing. It wins games. I think I've only like testing on DN, on Dueling Network, not with this deck, but with another deck. Every time I use Trap Dust Shoot, I win, except once when I drew or used up all 5 pieces of my Diva engine. and like I had them stuck in hand, and yeah, that's not good. But Royal Oppression just destroys the meta, except obviously anti-meta and TG and stuff, but Oppression is just amazing. 2 bonus trap hole, because it's poor man's solemn warning, but also it's just generally good, you know, against Librarian and the TG matchup. Solemn Judgment, 1D prison, and 3 compulsory evacuation devices. Obviously, one of these would probably be another D prison if I had one, but because I don't, 3 compulsories, and they're nice because they're chainable, so that's really, really nice too. That's, you know, it's good. As you can see, this deck is just all about combating, you know, things like fusions, Xyzs, and synchros, so I haven't, hopefully when I next go to my locals, which will be in a bit, in like 2 weeks, I should be able to test out against TG Stun. I really want to see how well my deck fares, because I'm not sure how well the deck will do, but I need to test that. 2/7 tools, just because it disrupts things and stops, you know, plays going off, and just it helps. You want to it helps protect your Zexes and your Cyber Dragons and your Worm Kings, because you're not playing that many big monsters, so the ones that you do have, you want to protect. And 1 Torrential Tribute and 1 Mirror Force. So yeah, guys, that was the Worm deck list. Hope you like it. If you got any questions, put them in the comment section. It's still in testing. This isn't the first incarnation of it. It's gone through a few things, and this is... I'm happier with this build at the moment, but still a few tweaks here and there, and obviously when Pod Duality comes, I'm going to do huge testing on that. I might... Basically, the core of this deck could then if you took out the worms, you could then add in Machina Gadgets, and probably, if I get enough Xyzs, I'm probably going to test out Ultimate Offering Gadgets as well, because I like the idea of the deck. Yeah, basically, extra deck, you've got your Chimera Tech, Fortress Dragon, your staple Synchros, and I don't have any Xyzs yet, but I'm going to try and get 1 or 2 or 3 Utopia, definitely, and when Roach comes out, I want to get that as well. Basically, rank 4s you make really, really easily, so, well, not easily, because I haven't actually tested them yet, but if Xyzs are going to be used by worms, it will be the rank 4s, so, yeah. For now, it's just Roach and Utopia are really the good ones. So, yeah, this is the Mighty Selphon. Oh, I do actually have Mighty Selphon signing out.